Yo, what is good? My anime faithful. What is good, yo? Golden Kamuy. I love this show, man. There's some things about a show that once you really get into a point where all you really want to see are the things that you kind of expect, or at least you want to see the things that will give you the most information of the situations at hand. One of those situations were pretty much like, who is this woman that they're about to break out of prison? What can she bring overall? And just seeing a little bit of her story or her backstory with the guys, she's clearly one of the better shots, hence why she was given the rifle. And the guy who was capable of making bombs and blowing stuff up was literally just weaponless, watching pretty much stuff pop off. Uh, which makes a lot of sense. We got the really, really intelligent leader of the group, the father of our main huntress, and then we have our demolition and our shooter. So it's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting that the person who seemingly had the most happiest life so far after parting ways with each other, or just after leaving this woman, pretty much, we haven't learned why old boy wasn't with this guy the whole time, right? Like, why was it that they separated? Where did the other guy go? And of course, now we can't get the other half of the story when it comes down to the father of our huntress, because there's no one after they separate. No, there's no one else to tell his story besides him, right? So there's always that to think about when it comes down to when they get to the point where they separate. Is there's how much of that story can actually be told, seeing how our main girl doesn't even really remember much about him until she's told about something, and then sometimes it brings back memories, sometimes it doesn't. But as of right now, she has a good idea of some of the things her father had told her. nothing nothing groundbreaking when it comes down to the golden Kamuy to get all this gold, but she's remembering stuff nonetheless and learning new things about her father, which she pretty much just has to accept. And I started to think, like, how is she going to turn out in all this? And then, jeez, after thinking about it for a little bit, I then thought about the blonde person that this woman is pretty much taking care of in the side of the prison. It's it's so good because you can tell she feels so guilty about the things that she's done, that maybe this blonde woman in her jail cell with her is somewhat of an atonement in her eyes, right? Like, she probably thinks that just by this girl being around and this girl probably being innocent in her eyes, she might be able to get her out with her, you know? I don't know if they're actually like boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, but, or girlfriend and girlfriend, but nonetheless, it's obvious that she is protecting her, that she wants the best for this girl in this cell with her. And we also know that it's the daughter of the Russian family that our main cast just had uh, gotten to meet. So it's like a full. There's always these like full circle moments where our characters just continue to meet or learn who people are that have their own problems, but usually they run into those problems and kill, either kill those problems, they save those problems, or they avoid them altogether and let whoever else is about to do something do something about it. Like they just don't get involved and allow uh, all that stuff to play out the way that they see it's gonna play out. Like either that person that's being chased. For instance, the guy who told his wife this week, to leave and never come back, but of course she comes back after finding out that the people who she had been keeping in and teaching could all three of them be wanted. The one she knew was wanted the most was the person that she knew was the most intelligent, the most cutting. Surprisingly, the one that could pick up on the most the quickest. That's the only one she really saw the wanted sign for. So it begs the question if she thought uh, her husband was in trouble with them, and knowing how many people were just pushing to the house and probably hearing the gunshots, it's simple to put together that could have been she could have been shot quite a bit ago, but they really want you to think that it was that woman that feels incredibly bad, like crying and breaking down because one of the things she really wanted to do was probably have a kid with the guy that just wound up leaving her. So now that she has lost him and she can't even do anything about his leaving, she also has maybe killed a woman and child that she admired for being able to have kids with the person they care about and try to take care of it. But all of a sudden now what happens? She's not even allowed to. That person's gone because maybe if these three people didn't show up to their house, they could have lived. But to be fair, with the guy who was a spy for the Japan this whole time, it doesn't really seem possible. And the name that he gives out, I can't put a face on a name that he could be. So I think he's still a secret character out there. There's no way that he's just gonna off and die off screen. I feel like just by the way he was walking in anger and like took off his glasses and his pupils were just completely red, man. So I think he has some type of significance that still adds to the story, even if it is just like some kind of run in with the past for one of our characters. It's still something significant that I hope happens. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G. Leave a like, subscribe if you like, but a like is the main thing I'm looking for, so it helps the channel get its notification out to everybody that's subbed. I don't really care about being the biggest YouTuber or any of that stuff. As long as you guys are actually getting notifications, that's what makes me happy. So, take care and peace.